Now we start, this week's Parsha is going to be Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha means you shall go for yourself. Page 55 for those who are following in the Art Scroll Chumash. So we ended the Parsha of Noah with the birth of Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu gets married to a beautiful woman named Sarai. Right? He's called Avraham. Later he's going to be Avraham. And his family, they leave, it says, they left Ur Kasdim, they reached Haran, and they live there. And then his father passes away in Haran, and this is where we pick up the story. Okay? How many generations do we have from Noah to Avraham Avinu? Anybody? 10. So Avraham Avinu is approached by Hashem, by God, and look at what Hashem says to him. Go for yourself from your land, from your relatives, from your father's house, to the land that I will show you. And I will make of you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And it continues, I will bless those who bless you, and him who curses you, I will curse. And all the families of the earth shall bless themselves by you. Avraham Avinu doesn't have children. His wife can't have children. God says to him, if you move from where you live now, and you go to a different place where I will show you, he's not telling him go to Israel. He says, I will show you. Just get going. Get your stuff and I will make a great nation out of it. Did God keep his promise to Avraham? Pretty much. Yeah.
Is that like a 50-50 or
No.
80?
No, 100 and 100.
Okay. Not 100.
100 and 100.
Okay.
Yeah, it was done. We're all descendants of Avraham Avinu. Whoever blesses us is blessed. Whoever curses us is cursed. So you don't want to mess with the Jewish people. Right? Because we have a big Father in heaven. Okay. So God commands Avram and Sarah to what? Cut ties from their past. That's it. You have to cut off your loved ones from your family, from your neighbors, from your society, from your friends, from everything that you know. And they're not young people here. Avraham Avinu is 75 years old, and Sarah is 65 years old. And they're not moving to Florida on a golf cart. This is not a retirement village. They're going to Canaan. They have to cross the rivers. They don't have anybody they know. It's a big, big step in their life. Now, all of you made a move to come to Eretz Yisrael. Was it difficult? Did you have little butterflies in your tummy when you got on the plane? What am I going to do? How's it going to be? Am I going to make any friends? And you came to a cushy yeshiva. You got a nice bed with a pillow and a blanket. Nice rabbis to welcome you. 3 meals a day. And you still had little butterflies. This is a whole different ballgame. Yeah, Rabbi, but it's God telling me. Is that different? So it makes it easier? There's a Rambam in, I think it's in Chot Avodah Zarah, I think, that says that he lists the 10 trials, 10 tests that Avraham Avinu had to go through. This is one of them. The Kadosh Baruch Hu says, get up, leave everything, and go to Eretz Yisrael. And when he came to Eretz Yisrael, he didn't have any money. Things did not look so good when he got there. He had to go down to Egypt because he didn't have any food. The last test was to sacrifice Yitzchak. That was the most serious. So he had 10 tests that he had to go through. And this is one of them. Okay. Now, Rashi tells us here that the Kadosh Baruch Hu says, Lech Lecha, go for yourself. It says, for your own benefit, for your own good. Don't do it for me. Do it because you want to better your life. You want to have a better life? If you want a better life, then the closer, more connected you are to the Kadosh Baruch Hu and the Torah, the better your life will be. Do you hear that, Gabriel? And you have to do it because you want a better life. Okay? All of you, Bezrat Hashem, by your learning, will see the fruits that to have a better life. And this is what Avraham Avinu is told by the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Over here, you're not going to have any children. And you will be a great nation. I'm just reading Rashi. And he gives them all these blessings. And the Kadosh Baruch Hu says something very powerful to Avraham Avinu. He says, up to now, I had the power of blessing. But I'm going to give it to you. Whoever you bless will be blessed. And whoever you curse is going to be cursed. Kadosh Baruch Hu gives this power to Avraham Avinu if he goes on this journey. Ishmael and Esav is a hyper of the midah of Avraham and Yitzchak. What is the midah of Avraham Avinu? Is chesed. But chesed without limit gives you Ishmael. And I can explain to you what I mean by that later on in private. But the idea of giving, of what the issue was with Ishmael was arayas. Well, the issue with arayas is that you are giving in places where you shouldn't be giving. That's the chesed. That's where there's no limit to it. The Yitzchak was all about gvura, tzimtzum, limitations. Where Esav is also, I'm going to cause the limitations of others. Well, you need the perfect balance of chesed and gvura, which is you find in Yaakov, which is a balance between the two systems. So you had to, without Ishmael, you wouldn't necessarily get Yitzchak. And Yitzchak went, and you see that Yitzchak says, I'm not going to follow the footsteps of my father. I will create a brand new path. Says chesed, okay, but there needs to be another sort of way in the world. And there is, Rav Dessler speaks about this in Michtav Meliyahu, about how Avraham had to actually perfect chesed with limitations. And even Yitzchak had to, with Gvura, with the limitations, to do the expansions, the chesed. There is a way of perfecting chesed in Gvura, so that they both have this perfection that can only come in Yaakov. Whereas Esav and Yishmael, there is no balance. It goes all the way, which creates all sorts of other issues in the world. The other issue is that you have to remember, we're all contending with the Yetzer Hara. That is an aspect of human condition. And in the human condition, when we have levels of Yetzer Hara, people make decisions. Shmuel made a decision. Esav made a decision. Non-Jews make decisions that affect the way that the world behaves. And unfortunately, there are also Jews who make decisions that they shouldn't make. So you're right in theory of this is where it should go. But unfortunately, there is something called the Yetzer Hara that Adam HaRishon handed us that we are trying to battle against. And without Siyata Dishmaya, we can also fall to the wayside.